Siri_bot is here. Siribo arrive.
Just think, me standing around with you guys gets nothing. With OTP,
Jerry Pogbones. Hi Darky. Training session about to start.
Now let me push. Now they want the fight.
Hope it goes well. Tie.
Just because I am scared someone might be. So this is.
All right, we got everyone. So Vivi won't be joining us today, but I already sent her the Google form and she will be watching the recording. So yeah, let's get started. So yeah, we will start with last week's 3 questions. Number 35, I will ask assistant. Yes, that is correct, because cutting AP only loses 9p. 6p is preserved, whereas Breaking 2, 3p loses both 1p and 4p. That's the power of the DNA shape. And 37, moth.
Six-0, right?
Yes, 6-0 is correct because by cutting 6-0 you get kanchon on both sides. Yes. 37 star, Monica. Are you just thinking or because you're muted? Oh, you're typing. I see. It's fine, it's fine. Yes, that is correct. Because you draw 5 so 7 so you get Ipeiko Tenpai. Whereas in the previous hand, you don't want to break 3, 4M because if you draw 4 so or 5 so or 7 so or 8 so, then you can wait on this 2, 5M ramen. This is the only good shape. But here, we pretty much can't wait on good shape anyway, so we'll be breaking this for the Ipeiko. Okay. So yeah, time to send the link for the form. There are 2 extra questions, so today's timer will be 25 minutes. And alright, send the link and the timer starts now.
Wait, am I dumb? I don't see the yellow light.
Oh, it's your Kamicha is the dealer.
Is there where is the yellow light?
Actually, let me take a screenshot and circle that for you. Alright, here's a screenshot. So I added the screenshot by doing this. It probably doesn't matter anyway because you don't you're non-dealer basically. All right. Do you see it now? Oh, I just sent the picture in the chat. Do you see it now?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Well, technically time is up, but I've only seen one response, so I guess I'll wait for another like 2 or 3 minutes.
Sorry, that was me. I submitted it.
Okay.
It's a band.
Forgetting the time wrong.
You started?
Best viewers some top 17. Online at OHZCGLXH.
Okay, I've got all the responses. Oh, okay, yeah. This week's is definitely a lot more difficult than last week's. So, yeah. So let's first go through the M League problems for Riichi criteria. But first, let me just quickly check what you wrote for the criteria. Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. So let's first go through those M League problems. So is my screen sharing okay? I think so, yeah. So this is the first problem, and let's see what happened. What is the choice by Oi? So Oi chose Riichi, and you know, from the criteria. So first of all, still nobody got the criteria right. I'm a little bit disappointed, but it's fine. It's fine. So the good shape Riichi criteria is first one is if it's you should in general Riichi unless there are 3 exceptions. First one is if it's 6 hand confirmed. Second one is if it's 3 hand 50 fu at any turn. Third one is if it's turn 10 or higher and the hand is 5200 or higher. So here the hand is Tan Yao Pinfu Ipeiko Dora 1, so it's 8000, but it's only turn 8, so Riichi gives you better EV. So you should Riichi here. And so there's one thing I should mention is that if you're in Mahjong, so then 430 fu is 7700, but in M League as well as in IC's tournament, the round of Mangan, which is Karigiri Mangan, is on. So is it Karigiri? I'm maybe using the wrong word, but so any 430 fu or 360 fu is rounded up to Mangan, so it's 8000. Yeah, so it is because the M League tournament highly gives a big reward for first place. So the bonus point in M League is that first place gets plus 45 points. Second place gets plus 5. Third place gets minus 15, and fourth place gets minus 35. So what it means is that if you beat second place, you get 40 extra points, and each in-game point is translated to let's say team ranking points by every 1000 point. is translated into one team point. So in M League, if you get a first place, you bring the team 40,000 in-game point, which is more than a Yakuman. So you can think of every first place as an extra Yakuman. So in order to maximize your chance to get the Yakuman bonus, you should reach it here. And that is also a main difference about Mahjong Soul and tournament. So if you dama this hand in Mahjong Soul, I don't have any opinion with this. But if you dama this in IC's tournament, I would think this is a mistake, because we're competing in a tournament where we are only playing a limited number of hanchans, and if let's say we are like our skills are similar, then what makes this difference? It's if our luck is the same, it is really just the point EV that you get out of every hand. So that's why I've been really emphasizing how to, like, what is the EV choice in Riichi Mahjong, and it is also because we're doing this tournament. We're not just playing Mahjong Soul ladder. Yeah. So we'll talk about this later. And so the second problem is this one, where you have Dama Ipeiko. So it's Dama 26, and the Riichi criteria is basically Riichi anything except Riichi Nomi after turn 6 and 5200 or higher Dama. So this is only Dama 2600. So Riichi is better than Dama. However, breaking is better than Riichi, because so the break criteria, I think nobody wrote it correctly. The break criteria is that if breaking gives you a confirmed Tanyao, you should break Tenpai. If you don't have connected 4, you should break it before turn 6. And if you have connected 4, you should break it before turn 9. So here it's only turn 4. That's why you should break 1-2s. And here it's also different, because breaking 1-2s not only gives you a confirmed Tanyao, but also gives you a not confirmed Sanshoku. So it's even more than one Han. It's in which case the break criteria break even round will be a little bit delayed here actually. But this is only turn 4. So breaking is just so much better than Riichi. But here's what Sasaki did in the game, and it's obviously a mistake. He kind of admitted it in the aftermatch interview. But I mean, as a reference, all 5 models of AI, like whether it's super calling or super defense, or average Naga, all 5 models of Naga unanimously cut 1S here, and you can pretty much trust Naga's judgment in this situation, because Naga is trained with Tenho rule, where avoiding 4th place is the key. But here you are actually in 4th place, so no matter what rule set you are in, you should try to get out of 4th. So that's why breaking 1S is just way better. Yeah. So we've been talking about this criteria, and I guess I've been watching some teammates stream, and I feel like we're not paying enough attention to these criteria. So I would like to reorganize my my opinion on this criteria. So Mahjong is very similar to poker, where however poker has, especially a heads-up situation, which means 1 versus 1 situation. There's a clean mathematical model, because there's 13 cards of each suit, and there's 52 cards in total, and 8 cards are dealt. So the flop flush draw, let's say for example, you have a 35% chance to get the flush draw if you flop a flush draw, and if you like on the turn, if you get an open-ended straight draw, you get a 70% chance. So Mahjong is a little bit more complicated because Mahjong is a multi-way game, which means that there's no guarantee that there's only one GTO strategy. Like in the formal mathematical term, it's called Nash equilibrium point. So there's no guarantee that there's only one unique best way of playing Mahjong. But still, there's a general model. There's a hidden mathematical model of let's say win rate. Like if you get a Ramen Tenpai turn 6, the win rate is just there. It doesn't depend on like what level of players you're playing against. It doesn't depend on like what is the rule set. It's just there. It's hidden, but it's there. So understanding this model, and those basic conclusions extended by this model is crucial to build your confidence. So that you won't be influenced by, if today I'm in a bad mood, I just want to push everything, or like if I want to try this Kanchan Riichi, but in this particular game I dealt in, so now you just hate Kanchan Riichi for the rest of your life, or let's say if you're streaming, then all the people in the chat say, "Oh, you should Riichi this." Then the Riichi is just better, which isn't really good for your Mahjong skill. You should build your own understanding, and that is where your confidence comes from. So that's why I'm introducing this book to you, the statistical Mahjong strategy book. There are other ways of teaching, obviously. I mean, the most common one I've seen is that, since you're in silver room, you should just Riichi everything, or push everything. Or let's say if like you can always say something like if you have a Kanchan Yaku, you always Dama, or things like that. Those are oversimplified conclusions, and once those bad habits are formed, it's very difficult to correct them. So instead, I prefer to just directly teach you what is the correct things, like what is the well-established, generally accepted correct thing, because I think we all have the right to learn the whole picture from the beginning, and they don't require like 300 IQ to learn. So that's why and also the book, both the efficiency book and the strategy book, those are very complete frameworks, so that you don't get a weak spot. Like if let's say if you are particularly weak to deal with chi tui hand, this is not ideal. But maybe you won't deal with a chi tui hand in like 10 games. So this is not something you can correct just by doing log review. You really need to study the whole thing systematically to correct that. And this SMS book is really like the rule of 2 and 4 in poker. So there's a rule of 2 and 4 in poker which says after flop, basically the chance of you getting your draw is the number of draw cards you can use multiplied by 4. So like let's say for example, if you have a flush draw, which means that you have 4 of cards in one suit, which means there's 9 left. So 9 multiplied by 4 is 36, right? And we check the actual probability, it's 35. So it's very accurate. And let's say if you have a open-ended straight draw at after turn, then there's 8 outs, 1 on each side, and by the rule of 2 and 4, the chance is 16%, and the exact calculation is 17%. So this is very accurate, and like obviously nobody can calculate very precisely, but then you need to have this ability to at least memorize those simple conclusions at those critical moments, because those are essentially what distinguishes yourself from a typical hard stuck gold room or jade room players who only rely on their experience, who never done any kind of serious learning and just think of Mahjong as another video game. And I've read a lot of books, and I'm particularly recommending these 2 books because when you compare these conclusions to like real world conditions, like you can compare them to what Mahjong pros do, and what Mahjong AIs do, they overlap at least 95% of the time. So memorizing this is really useful, and combined with good efficiency, this means you are at least at sync levels skill. And of course, the last 5% is about how you adjust those conclusions based on the board condition, like how you read the board condition. And that is the difference between a good player with an excellent player. But if you want to be at least a good player, then you should try to memorize those conclusions. And if you want to be an even better player, you're adjusting this understanding, but you need to have a baseline, and that baseline where you do adjustment from is exactly these conclusions. So I hope that you can treat these conclusions more seriously and really try to memorize them. Like for your next game, if you are in Hestar Riichi condition, before you just click that Riichi button, you should actually think through these criterias and then do the judgment based on the criteria, so that when you are in the tournament, when you only have 20 seconds to think, this becomes your instinct. And that is essentially what will make you a better player. I've been talking too much, but I hope everyone can understand what I'm trying to convey here. Wait, I see a chat message. Oh, okay. This week, let's see what are the most common mistakes. Question 43. Oh yeah, there's a lot of them, so let's try to go through them one by one, I guess. So for 43, it seems like 7p is useless, because it's 781, 13p, 67s, 79s. But then if you cut, the problem with this hand is that there are too many kanchons. So if you cut 7p right here, you will pretty much end up getting a Riichi Nomi with a bad shape, and it's already turn 6. So you don't really want to Riichi on a bad shape Nomi, and this, because of the 5p Dora, the 7p is pretty much the last chance of making use of this Dora. If you draw 5p directly, you can have a 3-5-7 round count with Dora being in the center, so that you can be guaranteed to make use of the Dora, no matter what you draw. And so the problem with the Sozu shape is that you have both 6-7 to 7-9, where they both need the 8. So you need to draw at least 1-8 first, so that you can wait on 5-8 roundman. If you draw 5 first, and you still have a 8 kanchon to solve. But then if you just directly cut the 9, then this becomes 2-2 plus 6-7-7, which also accepts 8, but just 1-8, so that you can make space for a future upgrade in Pinzu, so that you can either be a gut shape or draw Dora, so that you're no longer Riichi Nomi. That's the reasoning. And okay, so all the 46 to 49. I see. Okay. So this is a very important mindset when dealing with problems like 46, where you have basically 3 ramens. They are pretty much the same. They have nothing to do with the Dora, and you have to make a decision between those. And it seems like breaking any of the ramen loses 8 tiles of acceptance, but then there's a difference in the case where you backfire on them. So the good thing about breaking 4-5p for problem 46 is that even if you backfire on 6p, then your 7-8-9 shape upgraded into 6-7-8, so that you get Tanyao. So in that case, so in that way, it means that 6p is no longer a backfire. Even if you draw 6p, you still got something out of this hand. But if you draw, if you break 5-7, 5-6 or 3-4 so, then if you backfire, then it's a serious backfire. You don't got anything. So this mindset of even if I backfire on something, I still got something. This mindset is very important, and this is the mindset of solving 46 and 40, problem 46 through 49. And this 47 problem is really interesting because this is about the so-called Sanshoku balance. So in this case, in problem 46, it doesn't matter if you break 4p or 5p first, because all you care about is drawing the 6p into 6, 7, 8 Tanyao. But here you'd have to break the 4p first, because if you draw 6p, then you get a 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and by cutting 9, your shape end up being 6, 7 mon, 6, 7 s, and 5, 6, 7, 8 pin. This is the so-called Sanshoku balance. It's called the balance because you can imagine no matter whether you draw 5 mon or 8 mon, let's say if you draw 5 mon, then you can Riichi on 8p, so that you can keep the 5p to be 5, 6, 7, and you now have a Sanshoku chance. So basically it means that if you draw the number 5 on any suit, then you cut the 8 and Riichi so that you get a Sanshoku chance on the other suit. If you draw 8, then you Riichi on 5 so that you get a Sanshoku chance on the other suit. So that is why by keeping both sides of the Sanshoku tile, you can have a guaranteed Sanshoku chance, and this is called the Sanshoku balance. And this is there's a very interesting game that is about this. So let's say you're Tojo Ryo at an Emily table. Of course, here Kobayashi K called several times, but let's just assume that Kobayashi K hasn't called anything, and just by efficiency, there's a best cut here. And does anyone know what is the best cut? And the hint is it's about Sanshoku balance. I saw Fair Sweet turning on the mic. Do you know the answer? Yes. The answer is 4M. Because if you cut 4M, then you get 6, 7p, 6, 7 so plus 3, 4, 5, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, where you're holding both 5 and 8 surrounding this 6, 7. And this Sanshoku balance is even stronger than the one we just said, because now that you got 5 so like drawing 5 so gives you 5, 6, 7, but due to this 5 connected shape, drawing 2 so also gives you this 5, 6, 7. So in this case, it's an even stronger Sanshoku balance than the one in the problem 47. And this is a very interesting game. So I would like to watch this one particular game with you. And yeah, so let me change my sharing to the browser. Where's my stream? Change stream. Let's just do entire screen for now.
点じゃね押しにくいんで、ここで回りますが、9万とパーマン。
スピードの
ちょっと浅見はね、この順目だと
小林の上がりです。
ちょっと
2900。
パッと見高そうなんですけど、
高そうだけど、
2900なんですね。
はい、テンパネもしません。単4赤の2900点、小林が浅見から上がりました。小林らしい上がりと言っていいですかね。
いや、らしすぎますね。いや、なかなかこのってね、仕掛け判断含めないと思いますよ、この選手は。
面前で高い手狙っちゃいそうですけれども、これが小林にとっての一番得な選択ということですよね。さあ、小林連チャンです。気配はマンズ多め、初統一。第一打シャアからどんどん一曲一本馬ドラ3ピンです。それから自風なんといつあさみいいですね。ドラの3ピンが2枚と赤嘘丸。 強しドラを持っているのが浅見です。ただスピードの小林、初をポンしていやいや本一じゃない。
本一を含みながら進行するかなと思ったけど、こういうね両面がある時ってなかなかね小林は本一にしないですよね。
形重視でいきますかね、となるとスピードの小林か本手の浅見か。東條マンズ1メンツ4連続系ありますが、やはり注目は浅見。ただ形は小林も早いか。
これ浅見は3万急所で猿川切りそうですね。3万ね。
でチーしても浅見はドラを2枚と赤を1枚持っているので8000点にはなりますね、浅見も仕掛けるとなると小林ちょっとマンズが不自由な形です。でから入れ替え。猿川は地風なんといつですが泣いていくんでしょうか。
ちょっとね順目が進んだんで泣きにくくなってるとは思いますね。
東條も一歩前進です。
いいですね。567ですね。
3色になったら嬉しいですね。頭できた、嬉しい。これで両面のいいシャンテン、初をポンしてる小林です、
これでまあ3万は積もりきりだったかな。まあいずれにしろね関数万払ってるんで、
小林3万手出ししましたね、
手出し、そしたら3万って払ったら相当速度感ありますよね。これは地位点に見えます。
なるほど。となると親への警戒度は増してるが、打点はよくわからないという結論でいいですか。
よくわからないですね。
数値ピン待ちのテンパイです。小林、
小林なんでいろいろ出てきます。
猿川チーピン形としては浮いてますね。
ただ風呂の部分にねドラがないんで、基本的には安いかなと。
となると浅見はここは頑張って前に出たいですよね。
そうですね。自分がドラ3枚抑えてますからね、小林の手がドラたくさんっていう手はあんまり出てこなそうですよね、
そして東條3連チャンが2つあります。
3色を取るか町の広さを取るか3色ですね。
これ両面部分に手をかけるとチーピンが小林に捕まりそうでしたが、そこは回避。ただ浅見が数万をポンして現状関羽層のテンパイです。単葉ドラドラ赤
で、2枚いますね。
数値ピンは山に4枚残ってます。小林の数値ピン4枚、ただ浅見の関羽層も山に2枚残っているという状況です。打点はあるぞ浅見。プラスここからの手代わりもありますかね。
ありますね。まだね、
東條も本手が入っている。猿川はチーピンが浮いている。
ただ小林がテンパイ濃厚に見えるんでね、想像の中ほどとあとピンズ待ちに見えますよね。
なるほど。
ということで
チーピンケアしてますね。
通った急そ切り、
こ
の辺の受け方はさすがですね。
東條も567678どちらの3色にも構えられますが、すでにテンパイ2人。
これはもうちょっとね手が進むとわお
4連続系を嫌っていきました、
数万ポンされてるっていうのもありましたがね、
これ以上伸びづらいですね。
チピア勝負杯
さあ6783色だ。東條のリーチです。リャンウーパーソーで上がると3色もつきます。パーソー
これで押しますね。
高め3色一発だ。
12000は12300。
リーチ一発単葉ピンフ3色12000は12300。
これは大きいね。
Yeah, that's it. I hope this strengthens your memory of Sanshoku balance. Okay. And 48 is cut 5M because if you draw 3M, even if you backfire on 3M, then you can shift your pair to 2M to get Tanyao. 49 is 6S because
player _May I16 high.
Because even if you draw 5S, you yeah. So even if you backfire on 5S, because there's no pair, you still got a 2 so pair. And yeah, so this is something that is very important in making this seemingly difficult decision. And what else? 51, 53. Yeah, Sanshoku is just too big. If you draw AP, you can dama 52 because Sanshoku Dora 1 Kanchan. And even if you after breaking 1P, let's say if you draw another 6S or 8S, then you can pawn Chun or Riichi on Shampon or whatever. 53, 54. Okay, so 53, 54 is something that I explained to Malaka actually when she did the log review. So if you got these two problems wrong, then I am a little bit disappointed, but I don't know whether you got it correct or not. So this is a triplet composite shape, and usually you will see that triplet composite shape is stronger than flat composite shape. Let's DNA is one of the flat composite shape, and so by cutting the pair here, so the only difference between 43 and 53 and 54 is that here the pair is next to the triplet. Here the pair is 1 away from the triplet, but they're all connected by the 4, 5, 6, 7 4 connected shape. So it's pretty much the same. If you cut 7-1, then this shape is effectively a 4-sided, where you can draw 3, 6, and 5, 8. It's the same here. If you cut 7, then you can draw 3, 6, and 5, 8. Because both 3 and 8 are on the outside, so those contribute most to your acceptance. Whereas cutting anything else will lose acceptance. Yeah, this is just a shape you should try to memorize. And in general, triplet composite shape is just the strongest. So if unless you're choosing between two triplets, even if you don't directly see the efficiency, but you should try to. Keeping the triplet composite shape is usually the right choice. 59. Okay, so 59 is where you have two bash shapes here. If you think of this as 4, 5, 3, 4P, 6AP plus 9, 9P, 1, 1 so, and so's with either 4, 6, 5, 6, 7 with a floater 6. It can also be thought of as 5, 6 plus 6, 7 is the advantage of the bulging shape. You can think of a bulging shape as two good shapes, which means that there are two bad shapes in your hand. One is the 7P Kanchon, the other one is the 9P 1 so Shampon. Because there are so many bad shapes, we really don't want to cut the 6-0 here, because by drawing anything around 4, let's say 4, 5, 7, so 8, so we can get a good shape instead, so that we can break one of those bad shapes. And the particularly good thing about cutting 6P is that if you cut 6P, this shape becomes 8, 9, 9P, and it still accepts the Penchang 7P. And once you draw the Penchang 7P, you have solved two bad shapes at once, because then it becomes 7, 8, 9. You can cut the redundant 9. Now that both the Kanchang and Shampon is solved, so that you can finally cut the 6-0 floater and wait on this 2, 5P, 3, 6 man ramen. So yeah, 6P just doesn't lose any acceptance. And let's say if you draw, let's say if you after you cut 6P, if you draw 4-so first, then you can just break 1-so or cut AP, so that you can break the Shampoo and keep only one pair and be left with ramen. Ranshanten. It's much stronger than this Kanchang Shampoo Ranshanten. I hope this makes sense. Yeah, that's it. Any other questions? Okay, if not, we're... Oh my god, it's already 9. Do you still have time? I hope so. Okay. Yeah, I've spent too much time on this. So, okay. So this week is about some honor weight. When you have an honor weight, what is the win rate? How to decide between honor and ramen? What happens if you have cheat way waiting on honor? And how do you choose the best Chitui weight for honors. Yeah, so this week is about honor. So honor shapes have different types. Like for example, the first one is just Ipeiko Dora 3. West is Gust Wind. Like you maybe before listening to the session, you want to download this because it's already 8,000. And this is Ipeiko with terminal plus honor, and this is Ipeiko with Chun as the potential Yakuhai. So the conclusion is really simple. When you do the statistics with honor weight Hastar Riichi, no matter how big the hand is, even if you are at confirmed 6-han, Riichi is just always better than Dama. So the conclusion is quite simple. With Hastar honor weight, call Riichi as much as you want. And the reasoning is that Riichi barely decreases the win rate of honor weight. You can see from the line here, like even let's say at turn 8, it decreases from let's say 57% to 55%, which is really negligible. But even if you have 4-han, Riichi Tsumo is a 50% increase in the point. So yeah, that's the conclusion. It's quite simple actually. You can see that at turn 8, even if you have Dama 4-han, Riichi 5-han, Riichi gives you 1,000 more EV, which is a lot. In this kind of tournament setting, it is really a lot. And there's some other cases where, for example, for the first one, you can either choose to Riichi on this 360 Nomi or Shampon. That is potentially one more Han. And also for the second one, you can choose to Riichi on this 360 with Pinfu or just honor Shampon Nomi. So that requires us to compare the win rate of Ramen and honor. And if we do this comparison, they're really about the same. Before turn 5, actually, honor weight even have higher win rate than Ramen. And after turn 5, they're still pretty much the same. Ramen has a little bit higher win rate than the honor. So the takeaway is that if there's a clear difference in value, just choose whichever one that has the higher value. So if you have a Hatsu Shampoo with 445, just Riichi on 5 and choose the Shampoo because it's potentially higher value. And for the second one, because of the Pinfu is higher value, so just choose Pinfu. And with all else equal, which means the value is equal, then you should choose the one that has higher win rate. So for turn smaller than 4, choose the honor. For turn larger than 5, choose the Ramen. It's a takeaway. And when we speak about honor weight, we always think about Chitui. And Chitui is very interesting because Chitui always comes with Dora 0 or Dora 2. And when you hit Ura, it's always Ura 2. So you have this is one of the classical cases where you have a Chitui Dora 2, which is already 6400. And if you use the bad shape Riichi criteria, if you think of this just as a number bad shape, then this is in the Dama criteria. But when we actually look at the Hastar Chitui win rate that is waiting on an honor Tanki, we will be very surprisingly see that Riichi has higher win rate than Dama. This is the strangest case in chapter 1. This is the only case where Riichi actually not only increases the value but also increases the win rate. So the conclusion the conclusion is that Riichi EV is just way higher than Dama EV, larger by several thousand. So and the reasoning is that when we look at the data, Riichi, first of all, Riichi barely decreases the wrong rate. Among all the hands you win, if you Dama, the 70-ish% comes from a wrong. If you Riichi, 68% comes from wrong. So even if you Riichi, people still don't really effectively defend the honor. Second one is that Riichi delays opponents' counterattacks. And it results in a higher sumo rate. And this is because when you Riichi, people are forced to dodge Ipatsu, and when they dodge Ipatsu, in a lot of cases they will have to break their composite shape by cutting your Genbutsu, and that is the reason why their counterattacks are delayed, essentially. And the third one is the chance of Hanuman is decent. The final conclusion is that when you reach Chitui Dora 2, the chance of you actually getting a Hanuman is 55%. Of course, if you only reach and roll and didn't get anything else, it's only increasing from 4 to 500, which is negligible, only 1,600 points. But increasing from 6,400 to 12,000 is doubling, and this chance of doubling is 55%. Based on you just need one extra Han. It can come from Ipatsu, it can come from Tsumo, it can also come from Ura, and it's always Ura too. So if you hit both, let's say Ipatsu or Tsumo with the Ura 2, then you get a Baiwan, so it's even higher. So the chance of getting a Hanuman is 55%, which is quite decent. So that's why you should reach Chitui Dora 2, even if reach Chitui Dora 2 honor. And the final case we're considering is when you have multiple honors that you can choose from. The honors they're different. The board condition is different. Some are once discarded, some is Shonpai is live, some are twice discarded, which is a hell weight. And so which one do you choose to wait on? And so now we're comparing honor weight with different board condition. So live basically means that it's Shonpai. 2 discarded means that it's a hell weight Tanki, and 1 discarded is just 1 discarded. So there's two left. And so the line is clearly separated into 2 sections, where pretty much the 1 discarded line is the highest one. And once it crosses turn 9, Hellweight Tanki becomes better than Shonpai. And so the brown line is Hellweight Tanki. Hellweight Tanki becomes better than Shonpai after turn 9, and Shonpai is better than Hellweight Tanki before turn 9. So, but there's also a difference before turn 3, where Shonpai is a little bit higher, a little bit better than once discarded honor. So the full takeaway is that if less than turn 3, you should choose Shonpai over once cut. Turn 3, between turn 3 and turn 9, once cut over Shonpai over Hellweight. Turn larger or equal to 9, once cut over Hellweight over Shonpai. There's also a simplified version. If you neglect the first one, then it's just if there's a once cut honor, you should always just choose the once cut honor. And if you don't have a once cut honor, then you're comparing between Shonpai and Hellweight. So it's smaller than, if it's smaller or equal to turn 9, choose the Shonpai. If it's larger than turn 9, choose the Hellweight. It's basically because after turn 9, Shonpai is pretty much held in other people's hand. It's not in the wall. Yeah, and that's it. Any questions?
So Shonpai, it means like, as in it's
Never
Shonpai means like it's not even discarded, right?
Yeah, never been cut by anyone.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, okay, gotcha. Just making sure.
Yeah.
Wait, really though? I mean, well, wait, really though? Like you choose you choose Shonpai when it's early.
When it's smaller or equal to turn 3, that is.
Oh, yeah, okay. Okay.
Otherwise, once discarded honor is the best in any case.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. I know you said that like we shouldn't like base it off feelings, but it's just I've had so many cases where I go for like I've kind of gone for Shonpai, and everyone just plays super like defensive greedy, so it makes sense. Or yeah, not greedy. They just play super safe. It's annoying.
Yeah. For Yakuhai Shonpai, Shampoo Ramen chance, I heard that 52 Shampoo plus 52 Ramen Yeah, that makes sense. From a win rate perspective, that is, I guess. But just if you have this in mind, so before turn 5, Honor Riichi has a higher win rate than Ramen Riichi. If you know this, then yeah, just you can choose whatever criteria you like. So the reason why larger 52 ramen is when your value is good enough and you want to prioritize the win rate. I think that is understandable. But then in a tournament setting, that is not always the right thing to do. I think in ladder you can feel free to do that, but then tournament is tournament. That's also why you can see Oi Takaharu Riichi this basically pin for Dora 3 8000, which is everyone say you should dama this in Mahjong Soul ladder, but then you can see pretty much everyone Riichi this kind of hand in M League. That was turn 8. It wasn't super early. It's already a little bit late, but yeah, you still chose Riichi. And this is pretty much the reasoning behind his choice. Yeah. Okay, I guess that's it for this week. Sorry about the overtime. So please pay more attention to this week's what would you do questions. I think pretty much everyone made a lot of mistakes here. Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks. Thank you for joining. Bye.